Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders seeing what's current. Now, I wanted to get something that's not aggressive. It has beef and or tension, various beefs with different people over the years. He's celebrating what appears to be his swan song. It's called The Final Lap. That's his tour. Who am I talking about? Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Yes, the rapper extraordinaire, the veteran, that put in the work, that brought back and revived the idea of gangster rap. This is the man that I'm, paying respect to right now. It was a great article on hip hop hotnewhiphop.com by ARON that I got the information from today. There's a distinction, I think, for 50 Cent. He's probably one of the best songwriters of all time, one of the best lyricists and uh the best people to flow of all time. He may not have the same, lyrical dexterity and intricate, metaphors and imagery and similes as somebody like the big homie Jay-Z, or somebody like even like Most Def or Talib Kweli or somebody like that, or Common. But he has a way about him that sets him apart from everyone else. He has a way to say that he is part of the pantheon of great MCs. Even Billboard recognized him. He's the 17th entry on their greatest hip hop stars of all time. So I have to give my tip my hat to 50 Cent. He's on tour with Busta Rhymes and Swift Star. Buster, the article was very great. Yeah, okay, wait, slow down, hold on. I see Courtney in the live chat. Let me recognize her. Let me make sure I get one of my sponsors. Yeah, my dad is letting me use the room, so I appreciate him. Thank you for that, Courtney. Now, 50 Cent, 20 years since he had an album. 20 years. And it's very evident. Like we talked about Ye, interrupting Taylor Swift. But 50 Cent was a pioneer in that as well. Just like with Old Dirty Bastard at the Grammys, Wu-Tang is for the kids. But 50 Cent was like, I should be the best new artist. And it's right. I mean, if you want to say longevity, if you want to say, someone that's definitely came in the game and revolutionized it, he definitely beats out Evanescence. It's like Evanescence who? What is an Evanescence? Like the Grammy Awards, they're a mixed bag all the way through. You want to win a Grammy, but then you're like, you know what? Nah, I'm all right without a Grammy. Because I don't think 50 Cent has one Grammy. He has nominations, but I don't think he's ever won a gold statuette of a phonograph. So, with that being said, back to this tour, like he's the writing is really great in this article. He delves into Busta Rhymes and Spliff Stars, interaction with each other and the chemistry that they share, as performers. They give each other balance. Yes, thank you, Courtney. Tap the like button. That's right. But and also remember the target. Remember the target dollar. $40. All right. Like I said, you can chip in $10, $20, or $100. Tip in whatever you like. Just make sure you tip in. All right. And I can see who has tipped in, who has had not. And I know that Courtney is. It seems like the only one in the chat room. She's definitely chipped in, her fair share. So I appreciate her. But 50 Cent, the hits, the hit albums, hit records, songs, Candy Shop, Many Men, What Up Gangsta, uh, I Get Money. He has a whole list of different hits. And plus, he's famous for being an actor. He said, "Me, I'm no actor," but then he turned into an actor. That's what he does. He had to flip the hustle. He had to flip the grind, and I respect that. I respect that out of him. It's a great thing that he is doing this tour. I think because he's saying, I think I'm done. I'm done with rap, and I'm done with touring and going all over the world and doing all these shows. And he's just elevated to another level. He's a producer of a show. He's a certified producer of the Guild of America, the PGA. He's got his card. But that's what's so special about 50 Cent. I think he brings to the table such a vast amount of talent, like different metaphors and symbolism and different things like that, and irony. He's just flowing. He just flows, and he has great lyrics to back it. They may be simple, but they're direct and strong and have potency. That's what's important. That's what makes him a great MC, a great rapper. 50 Cent brings to the table a sense of who he is and what he is about. He brings to the table a sense of what can be made from hip hop. He brings a sense to say that he is one to do it. So when it comes down to the best of all time and the greatest of all time, he definitely deserves that spot. This tour is an example of it. The writer Aaron A goes into specific detail regarding the people that he's with. But like I said, Busta Rhymes and Swift Star, and also R&B singer Jeremiah. He talked about how Jeremiah was recovering from COVID-19 over the past few years. He couldn't even walk at one point, but now he's performing with 50. And that's what's so beautiful about this situation. The ability to put other people that are stars back on, even going back to Busta. He's going back on 30 or more years in the game, and it just seems like it's just a fond farewell, a hail and salute for 50 Cent to go out on top on the way, because he wanted to say, okay, 20 years, and he's not relevant. He is a factor. That is the difference. I'm not anyone's fan, Greg S. See you in the chat room. Salute to you. Put in a few dollars for that Snapchat app, that Cash App. Oh, got me messing up, man. Cash App. Talking about somebody's fan. I'm nobody's fan. I'm like Troy Star Tryin. I flip on you like a flapjack on a Sunday morning. Stole that from him too. I steal anything. Anything that's nailed down. Stole that too. Are you a 50 Cent fan, Greg, or are you a supporter? I'm a supporter of 50 Cent. I respect his grind. I respect his hustle. That's what's so important. He's listening to the major hits, like I said earlier, and he's just doing it. He's going on the road again. It looks like the last time. He's gonna focus his energies on film and TV, and I respect that. I definitely agree with that fact. I understand that completely. It's the best way to realize that this man has put in the work, even with Kanye, with Ye. I always forget that. Even with Ye, it seems that with his battle, quote unquote, for sales, That was one of the biggest hip hop moments. It was like, we're not gonna see what they're doing lyrically. We're not gonna see. We're just gonna go by sales. And Ye trounced 50 with his album Graduation. 50 Cent's Curtis lost the sales battle. So that was like a seismic shift back again to the Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul kind of idea with Kanye West or Ye. Champ Fist, thank you for your hate. As long as you're okay, what is that? He is getting free on getting free money fan. I don't understand what that means, but this isn't my room. This is my dad's room. This is the Cowboys room, his office. But I appreciate you for paying attention to the surroundings. Thank you. 50 Cent. He has everything going for him. He's got millions in the bank. He's productive. He's a creative force. Yes, Champ Fistus is an office. Now, he's a creative force. He is someone that totally takes into account every aspect of what it means to be an MC and somebody that can control the mic. He could play for the ladies. He could play for the fellas. He could play for anyone in between. Hey. Yeah, that's his back right. Can't fist. It's both. It's a man cave and an office at the same time. My laptop, as you can tell, is sitting on his desk. Just because a computer is in a room doesn't make it an office. Well, what makes it an office, sir? Please explain. You have all the time in the world. You have all the ability. Have your way on this chat room. Let me know what makes an office. All right. What 50 represents is, someone that, that said, I came close to death. I almost died, got shot 9 times. That's all people talked about when he first came out. He got shot 9 times. He got shot 9 times. Yeah, he got not shot. Okay, so what makes the setup, Champ Fist? Keep going, keep going. What makes the setup? But that's all you heard. He got shot 9 times. He got shot 9 times. Oh my God, how did he do that? And it's crazy. It's wild. He lived and then sold 9 million records. And this is way before streaming. This is the era of iTunes. Right before the era, in between the era of ringtone rap. It all comes together. All coalesces into one being. And 50 Cent is definitely exhibiting that. He's shown that way. He tried to be the second coming of Pop. Okay, Champ Fisk, have you ever heard of Brenda's Got a Baby? Keep Your Head Up, Dear Mama? 50 Cent was far and away from those songs. I can see if you say, okay, it didn't work out well. It didn't work out on that level. I don't think he'd be trying to become the next Tupac. He might have been in that same vein, especially with the rappers that showed their chest. It's pause. But rappers who showed their chest on stage and stuff, Tupac, DMX, Ja Rule, 50 Cent, they have a certain niche. Even though 50 Cent was famous for selling crack, there's a different level of selling crack. Like, even though Notorious B.I.G. was a mid-level crack seller, he still was chest. Whoa. Respect, Marvelous. All right, sir. Respect to you. Make sure you hit that donate, for the Cash App. Make sure you get that Cash App in. Whatever you can do. I know you usually put 5 on it. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. But appreciate that you're in the room. Thank you very much. All right. 50 Cent. Yeah, there's a mold. There's Notorious B.I.G., there's Jay-Z, there's the Locks, especially Jadakiss, the Clips, A lot of that cocaine rap, that crack rap, that cocaine uh specialty, that idea that I'm a drug lord, and I'm gonna put on the records, and I'm put on the labels, and I'm gonna show how gritty and ugly the streets can be. No, I don't like when a man shows his chest at a concert. I'm just pointing out a fact that is the case. That's true. You look at the pictures. What's that? How many times do we see that anyway? So I don't know what point you're trying to make here. Did I admire it? It wasn't about admiring. It was just about noticing. Champ Fist, you hit a lot, and I appreciate it. Keep hating, but make sure you donate. Just hit that Cash App. Let me put that up again, just in case you people forgot. Let me make sure. So I didn't admire it. I said I noticed. I noticed. I took note of. Big difference. So, this is a monumental tour. I'm gonna say I thought it was gonna be classic, but I think it's monumental. He's paired with or tripled with these acts, and they're on the road. Busta Rhymes is he lost a lot of weight. He got a six pack now, and that goes back to your chest thing. I'm comfortable in where I stand, sir. So you say whatever you want. Yes, that's very normal, but only admiration in the sense of what I can do. Like if they got a six pack, I want a six pack. I want to try to work out and do my best to make that look and have that physique, and that will be the extent of my admiration. All right, like 50. Busta Rhymes is 51 years old, and he's still flowing on. Look at me now, and not missing a beat, not missing one chord, one note, nothing. He keeps his ideas, 50 Cent keeps his ideas, of Jeremiah and Busta Rhymes intentional. He's a very calculating, and I mean that in the best sense. I don't mean that in a negative sense. He's a very calculating individual. He knows exactly what he wants and how he wants to do his shows. And he makes most of his time available to creating a whole world. He didn't have, extensive, lines like I said before, but why he's on this last tour is because he has remained a factor for over 20 years. A factor. He's not relevant like Lil Baby or Lil or Da Baby or the City Girls. They're relevant. Megan, Ice Spice, Megan Thee Stallion. They're all relevant, and they're somewhat factors. But 50 Cent is definitely a factor. That's what's so important to this. That's what's so important to have to remember. How 50 Cent knows what he means. He knows how to get there. You say Busta Rhymes, yeah, but he's one of the greatest as well. Let me look that up right now. Hold on. Busta Rhymes is at 33. He's at 33 on the Billboard Top Rappers list. This is how special we have in this individual. 50 Cent has all power in his hands. He can end his career as a rapper and touring with just these legs of the tour. He keeps his ideas together. And I'm gonna, quote a few lines. Um, Here's from the author by Aaron A. on hotnewhiphop.com. You can find it in my description, the link. The Final Lap Tour appears to be 50 Cent's final full-fledged trek on the road. The past decade hadn't seen him releasing much music, but his television empire has grown exponentially. Marking the 20th anniversary of Get Rich or Die Trying and coinciding with the 50th anniversary of hip hop, the Final Lap Tour has been nothing short of a spectacle. A time capsule that revisits 20 years of heat, from defining singles found on his chart-topping debut and sophomore releases to deep cuts that only his day one fans can appreciate. With opening acts Pressa, Jeremih, and Busta Rhymes, 50 Cent celebrates his own contributions to the culture. The opening acts all hold a place in 50 Cent's heart to some capacity. The connection to Pressa seems to have developed more recently. Press's appearance on stage alongside YG and Bun Dog suggests that 50 Cent's cooking up something in the six. Tony Yayo hasn't shied away from expressing his appreciation for Bun Dog and Pressa in recent times either. However, it strongly indicates that 50 Cent and Tony Yayo have taken the budding Toronto star under his wing. It's an impeccable feat for Pressa, who has the bragging rights of touring with 50 Cent and Drake. And that's something that's as well has to be remembered. 50 Cent was like the new age Jermaine Dupri for a little while. He took Soulja Boy under his wing. I think he was, cool with Chief Keef. He had the idea to let these young cats know, this is a serious game. It's full of, snares and traps and everything you got to look out for. But it can also be a beautiful game. It can be wonderful. It can be great. And you have to realize how, wonderful it is to be a rapper, especially in this age where the hip hop genre is the dominant one for the past, few years. So what's most important is with 50 Cent is that he knows who can be molded or shaped, and he can also write songs. He can arrange records. He knows how to flow over a Dr. Dre beat. Not everyone can contest to that. You have super heavyweights like Snoop Dogg and Eminem that have been able to do that, and amongst many others. Many other people have been able to flow over a Dre beat. But 50 Cent definitely, took that torch and ran with it. And he also messed. And speaking of torch, to rhyme, he messed with Scott Storch on different album records, and it's the best way to realize that he has, the mindset to be, receptive and accept the fact that he's getting older, and maybe unlike 50 Busta Rhymes, he has not been able to have the same amount of impact because Busta Rhymes is still a factor. And I have 0 viewers right now. I'm out, Scott. Well, salute, Fisk. Thank you very much. I have 0 viewers on this live chat this live show right now. That's the live show, but the rebroadcast, it could go up. Because I said yesterday, I had I think 23 or 25 viewers, and that show went up to 71. So I was proud of that. I was happy with that. I'm in a dinghy. I'm in a rowboat. I'm in a kayak and a canoe. Mr. Star Terrain is in a yacht right now. I haven't earned that. I'm not worthy of that yet. I have to take my lumps. I have to go through the training system. That's what's so important about being able to show that I am one of the best to ever do it. Just like 50 Cent. You have to proclaim that you're the best or you're one of the best. He knows that, I think for my favorite song from him is I think it's Beat It Up. He has one of the best flows I've ever heard on a song. With Love Rants Up. That's what it is with 50 Cent. Love Rants. The song is called Up. And it features 50 Cent. And that's what's so special too. He has a lot of songs just by himself. He has songs with other people that are featured, but for the most part, he has different ideas. He has different ways of convincing himself what he can do and what his powers are. That's what's so special. That's what's so great about 50 Cent. And 20 years in the game is nothing to be shy about. That's longevity for a hip hop star to have impact and be a factor. Like I said, he hasn't dropped an album since let's see, let's look it up. We're gonna look it up his discography. We're gonna find how much. When was the last time he dropped an album? Stay in your seats. His last studio album was Animal Ambition, 2014, 9 years ago. So he's not as consistent or has been, as productive. He's been creative. He hasn't been productive in terms of music. He's been productive and creative in terms of TV and film. But beyond that, he has struggled since. He has a way of not being able to display, the fact that he has at least 9 or 10 albums. He has about a decent number for a rapper, because rappers sometimes come and go, like Rich Boy, so many others come in the game and leave faster than they came in. That's a fact. 50 Cent at least has, what is it? 5. He has 5 albums. So that's strong. That's decent. That's solid for a rapper, especially. That's actually great. Rappers love to do that too. They love to say, "Oh, I've been in the game so long, I'm gonna retire." And they're like 22 years old. They put out 15 mixtapes and 2 albums, and they're saying they're retired at 22 or something crazy like that. But not 50. 50, put in the work since Get Rich or Die Trying. And a lot of people don't understand that title. That's, any human being, especially the American dream, that is the American dream. Get rich or die trying. It's not about, oh, I'm going to rob these person or shoot these people or kill these people or murder these people in order to get my ends. It's saying, I'm going to find a legal way. I'm going to find the best way I can, like 50 Cent did, and say, I'm going to get rich, or in the process, if I don't make it, I'm going to die trying. That's what's so beautiful about, his selection of that title. It corresponds to what his last leg is right now. I'm gonna read a little bit further. 50 Cent assumed this is from hotnewhiphop.com. The title of the article is 50 Cent Final Lap Tour to Concert Review. 50 Cent assumed to the role of an elder statesman in hip hop these days. His proximity to the music industry has largely consisted of the mentorship he provides the younger generation. However, 50 Cent's Final Lap Tour almost feels like a bid farewell for a titan in the rap industry. Joined by Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda as his faithful hype man, 50 Cent implemented the precise choreography of a pop artist to bring fans through a journey of his greatest hits. The elaborate stage setup included an extended platform that split the floor seats. Beyond him were screens plastered from the top of the bottom to the stage. Joined by a DJ and a full band who performed from an elevated platform, as well as a whole dance squad, 50 Cent created a Vegas-like atmosphere where the lights, confetti, and pyrotechnics amplified the nostalgia of his unmatched run in the early 2000s. The screens behind them amplified the feeling on the East Coast as animated replicas of New York brownstone buildings and the city skyline displayed through records like I Get Money and Hustler's Ambition. Woo! So, there you have it, folks. 50 Cent's still on top, and he's going out like a champ. He's going out like a winner. So I salute him and respect to that MC, that rapper who has changed the game and continues to do well in other endeavors. Now, we got to talk about a little something, something. Hold on. We got to talk about me getting this money. This is my pledge drive. There's 0 people in the room, but we'll see if anybody will come back or come on. A lot of people come on and say, oh, I missed it. It was late. Yeah, you're late. I'm out of here. I do an hour and a little over show. But this is all about ruler of the kingdom of the air. That's what this show is about right now. This half of the show. I'm going to talk about characterization this time. The characterization of some of the people that populate the story. They range from, astonished to not, engaged to completely almost frantic in their quest for finding the truth. That's what that's what ruler of the kingdom of the air stands for. Finding the truth. What is real? What is ironic? What is true and ironic at the same time? Because this story is based on mythology, particularly Christian mythology. And that's what happens with the characters. They have a sense to them that says that they're, on the path of being together or not, or living with this child or not. I'll introduce you to Green Stockwell. He's a man of color. He's a strong man. He's a businessman. He's professional. And he's just had a baby boy with his wife Gambina. Now, some strange happenings occur, or some strange talk happens with Malik. Malik is Gambina's brother. And Malik and Green have some words, or Stockwell have some words for each other. He tries to tell him, something is strange about this child. He's a certain way now, but he's going to grow up to be a different way later. And that's what is going to happen. That's what is the key to the story. That's what keeps you engrossed. That's what keeps you informed and wants to know more about what happens to him. Because he's just a little baby. And I'll give you won't give you too many details, but you have also the grandmother, Serena. She's very attentive. She is essentially raised Stockwell all by herself. When her own daughter and son wouldn't raise him, he goes to her for guidance. She gives him the impetus. She gives him the start for understanding what happens in the story. So then Stockwell goes to his philosophy professor that he knew 10 years ago when he graduated from college, from university. And he went to a place where he was able to say he took on whatever, special ideas and knowledge that this man possesses and asked him, what is going on here? I don't understand. This is weird. This is creepy. I don't get it. It's very strange. And that's one of the things that happen in the story. It's an amazing thing to have, occurred. It's something that you don't expect to happen. Happens. Something that you don't want to see, mainly probably based on your faith or your basis in reality. You may not understand the irony of the characters. How Stockwell is educated and professional and everything like that, but he doesn't know what's going on. He has the know-how, but he doesn't know at the same time. So it's kind of like a catch-22, or are just ironic. In that case, it gets to a point where you have to explain, you have to see what and show. I have to show in the story what happens, on this journey. It's actually an adventure. I want to say I've been inspired, even though I never read it. I understand the story, and I've seen the movie of Huckleberry Finn, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. That was called again a great American novel. That was called, one of the best written American pieces, best, pieces of literature ever. But I still contend that The Fountainhead and Atlas Shrugged definitely have to be put in as great American novels. They represent something that says that there is a world, there's a whole world. There's four main things. There's plot, theme, characterization, and style. Plot is basically the follow is a little bit more than the following of events that occur in a story. Theme is what is essentially the message or the idea behind whatever that idea is, that book or novel is. And characterization is the idea of what the characters are, who they proclaim to be, what they say and do, especially what they do. That what gives them an understanding of what they are and who they are and what they represent. So I have to say that, with all of the different ways that we have been able to, discuss the differences and the similarities, and I'll get to that of characters. That's the best part you can get, I think, from film. Maybe not so much in literature and books and things like that, but plays and film. When you get a sense of the character, that's probably why we're enamored by actors so much, because they have to embody the writing. They have to embody who the author set out to describe, and they have to do it with their actions and their words and how they say this and how they put their hands, how they stretch their back. All these different things go into a person's character, who they are, and style. This is probably the most difficult to pin down because it changes from time to time. It doesn't remain static. It doesn't stagnate. It elevates the story. It gives it clarity. It gives it juice. It gives it a little bit of spiciness, a little seasoning, and that's just based on the individual writer. Whatever they're able to do, whatever they're able to have and say, that's what's so important. And that's what people, I think, get hung up on about, especially is the style. I don't worry about style. I use style because it's integrated with plot, theme, characterization, and when it comes in, it makes it even better. It makes everything else rise up. It creates a better world for your setting, for your story. Because we should be telling ourselves that we're story showers, but that's weird because that sounds like shower. But we show story. We don't tell stories. The aim for the writer, for the author, is to show story. So in Ruler of the Kingdom of the Air, I want you to read that and share it because it definitely raises the bar in the sense of showing and not telling what is going on. If I told you what was happening, you know what happened in the first two sentences. You would know automatically. But I give you the opportunity to say that I am putting myself out there as someone who is accustomed to writing. And when I sat down to write Rule of the Kingdom of the Air, I just had in my head, I got this. I'm not gonna, dilly dally. And it probably took me maybe 45 minutes to write it all down. It was almost 3,300 words. So I appreciate you for reading and sharing. Anything you can do. Let other people know on Facebook. Let your cousin know, your mama know, your brothers and sisters know about it. I appreciate everything that I get from that. And I think, I'm gonna stop this live chat a little earlier, and I appreciate you for reading it. The ruler of the kingdom of the air, and make sure you share. Thank you very much. Take care.